Hello, my name is Leonie and this is a video for Prullenke.com. In this 5-minute Friday I would like to make a card with you, and I will only be using the supplies I recommended in my previous videos for beginner card makers. Of course, we will start by cutting the cardstock. I will cut the cardstock in half at 10.5 centimeters. Next I'm going to score it at 8.9 centimeters from one end and 6 centimeters from the other end. On the end with the score line at 8.9 centimeters, we will make some decorative lines by scoring diagonal lines in the cardstock. To do this, you need to think about how you want it to look. In this case, I want the lines to come out, so I have to score on the back of the cardstock. You have to keep moving the score lines down by 1 centimeter. And because the trimmer has a grid in centimeters on it, this is a very easy technique to do. And this way you get this fun embossed pattern on your card. Next we're going to cut a second panel. This one will be 10.9 by 6.5 centimeters. This will be for the front of the card. But first we'll continue with our card base. We need to pay quick attention to how everything will be folded. So this will be folded up. So I need to put the paper this way around, or else my butterflies will be stamped upside down. We'll stamp them in pumpkin pie ink. But we'll be stamping them off before we stamp them down, and this will give you a lighter impression. The other thing we'll use now is a scrap of paper to protect the back of our card. I'm lining it up with the score line, and like this we can easily create a pretty pattern. So you just continue stamping and stamping off the different butterflies, creating different shades of the pumpkin pie ink and building up your pattern. And once you've had enough, you can stop. And next we'll work on our card front. So we'll need the small panel. I'll be stamping the butterflies in a Memento Tuxedo black ink. Using the grid to ensure that I'll end up stamping in the center, which is what I want, and stamping straight down and then straight up. Perfect. Now I want to color the butterflies with berry burst ink, so I'm going to start with the bottom wings. Now I lined these stamps up using a previously stamped butterfly image, so this way I can stamp both sets of wings at the same time. And now the top wings, but these I'm going to stamp off again first, or at least I will once I'm satisfied that there's enough ink on there. And then I'll stamp it off in order to create a lighter impression. And there we are. And so you can see that by using a technique like this, even though you have one color of ink, you can create a second color. Next are the bodies, which I will stamp using the Memento ink again. And then the antenna, which I will do individually. So there's the little one, and next is the bigger one. Then I want a sentiment underneath the butterflies in Blushing Bride ink, because I really like the way it looks with the berry burst. So I chose the phrase is niemand zoals jij, which means there is no one like you. And to have the Blushing Bride repeated on the card, I'm going to swipe the edges of the card front through the ink. This will also help it stand off a bit more from the white background of the card base. So now we're going to fold the card base along the score line. So this is the bottom and this is the top. And then we're going to adhere this like so. So I want it to be about there. So using some Tombow glue, and only on the top part, so it won't be glued shut. Then I need to double check, make sure everything is lined up straight. And by the time I've put the lid back on the Tombow, the glue will have set. And look at that, cute card. Well, that was today's card. I hope you enjoyed watching how it was made. It highlighted a few simple techniques such as scoring in the background and stamping off in order to create different tones of the same colour. And I also hope that I demonstrated to you that you don't need many supplies in order to create a fun card to show somebody you were thinking of them. I also made this same card using the Varied Vases stamp set, although I did use a different colour combination. This is Garden Green and Mint Macaron with Calypso Coral, but I used the same layout and created a birthday card. So as you can see, you can use this idea in many different ways and for many different occasions. So pick your stamp set, choose your colours and get to work. If you have any questions, you can always reach me at leonie@prullenke.com, and otherwise I look forward to seeing you again in the next 5 Minute Friday. See you then. Bye.